One of the major things that I accomplished recently was I completely reworked how I handle guns in my game. So I have this script called the gun behavior script. So guns are made out of two very key components, a script called gun behavior, and then a piece of data that represents all of the stats of the gun. So right now, this is a fictional AK-47 called an MK-47, and every single gun has this exact statistic field, but they have different amounts. So if you see this MK-47 has a gun ID of 1. It has this name, it has this damage, crit modifier, maximum ammo, all of this stuff, right? And if I go to another piece of data, MK-47-1, this is technically meant to be a different gun. You see it has different information. It has a different reload time, different ammo, all that stuff. These pieces of data essentially represent different guns. Now what I do is I have this script gun behavior, and every single gun uses the exact same script gun behavior. However, it has a field called gun SO. SO just stands for scriptable object, which is a Unity term. And I pass in the relevant data into this gun SO variable, and then that's how I create the gun. So if it's a rocket launcher, it will use the gun behavior script, and I will pass in this launcher data. And if it's a MK-47, again, it uses the same gun behavior script, but I will pass the data of that gun. That's how the gun is made. The next thing I wanted to do is, well, I'm making a zombie game, and my zombie game is modeled off of COD Zombies. So I want to have a functioning point system and a purchasing system. Well, I already have a functioning point system. These red capsules are indications for zombies. At the moment, I haven't coded in the AI yet. I have a fully functioning point system in the manner that if I shoot the zombies, I get points according to, if I kill them, if I damage them, etc., etc.
And they spawn
And
in
of
too as
course,
well. Huh?
and they spawn in too, yeah, which is like another thing that I've like completed, which is really nice. And as you can see, my points have increased on the left-hand side. Now, recently, I have finished also the purchasing mechanic for my game. So over here, this is a launcher. So you can see when I approach the launcher, it says hold reload to purchase, and it costs 500 points. If I try to purchase it right now, I appreciate you probably like there is no visual right now. I haven't added any visual indication for interacting with it, but I'm holding the button down right now and nothing is happening because I don't have the 500 points yet. But if I get the 500 points, then it successfully gives me the gun. It successfully takes away the points. So this piece of interaction knows if I have enough points to purchase, and then it removes the sufficient number of points. And I have now a rocket launcher, which is really cool. And the rocket launcher is also fully functioning. Like it has rockets and stuff. It has a very slow fire rate, very slow shooting, because obviously that's how I designed the rocket launcher. So it's really cool. And if I have 500 points again, I can essentially purchase it again to like refill its ammo, which is um, really cool. So the code behind this, it involves communication between three core scripts. This rocket launcher is called an interactable object. It's something that obviously you walk up to, it gives you a prompt, and you can interact with it. If I interact with the rocket launcher, if you notice, the rocket launcher disappears for like 2 seconds and then it comes back. That is the indication that it's gone on a cooldown, exactly how it happens in Call of Duty Zombies. That way you can't purchase this thing en masse. That's what the interaction manager does. It essentially gets information that, oh, this particular interactable object has been interacted with. Now it will go on cooldown for a set period of time before it is available to be purchased again. And then I have the interaction handler. The interaction handler goes on the player. This handles how the player interacts with the interactable objects in the world around them. The player creates an invisible sphere, an invisible ball around their character that scans for any interactable objects that it touches with. It finds an interface that indicates that this is an object that can be interacted with. If it finds that interactable object, it then displays the prompt that you saw there, where it said press or hold reload to purchase. And if you interacted with it as such, you got a player input. You then go into that script and you initiate the interact function. And this is something that only the host can do, obviously, because for the sake of syncing, it's not something that a client can do. The interact function is where the second half of the magic happens, where first it confirms if the purchase is valid, it confirms if you have enough points to even make that purchase, then it makes the object unavailable. It tells the interaction manager, yo, I'm unavailable for a set number of seconds, make it so that I can't be purchased anymore for a set period of time. And then it then gets information about that player. It goes into their arsenal manager, which is the script that handles the gun backpack, the all the guns that the player is currently holding, and it then gives that player add new gun to arsenal. It gives that gun to that player according to the gun ID of the loot that this current interactable object is holding. And this was a really quick and simple thing to do because I had already done most of the work prior. I just had to fix some small issues, but I could only fix those issues if once I reworked my gun mechanic. And also, this is something like incredibly random. But another really cool thing about how I reworked my gun mechanic is that before, there only used to be one copy of that gun in the entire game world, which meant if two players had the same gun, that would create like errors or null reference exceptions because before my gun the way I handled guns was very rigid.